game sera retardée.
Not sure how to put this on.
Be sharp.
Yeah, put it on there.
Il me fait disqualifier, je m'arrête.
That's fine. Guys. Cameron said, let's have fun.
Juste là, ouais, la ligne, elle va revenir. À la fin, à la fin, si tu peux. Si tu veux y aller, c'est avec la curl, c'est sûr. OK, Jeff. Shut.
Are we going live? Well, good morning and welcome to the Stu Sal's 1824 Halifax Classic. You are watching the men's semifinal on sheet 2. I'm Stephen Thompson here with Rob Beliveau, and we have Team Fournier from Quebec playing Team Coulter from Halifax. How are you this morning, Rob?
Great.
Really hard.
Doing awesome. It's yesterday was a long day, only 3 draws, but you know, the event as it winds down, teams as they get knocked out tend to want to take advantage of our hospitality, and hung around here for a little bit last night, just chat with them and seeing how their experience was. And although some teams lost, all were very favorable about the event, and that was great to hear.
Yeah, the overlying comment that I'm hearing, Rob, is that they just really appreciate the ice conditions, that they are as close to arena conditions as they could ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking to Team St. George last evening, Laurie was commentating, guest commentator on our sheet last night with the Team Fournier in the quarterfinal, and talking to her afterwards as they prepare for their move to win Quebec, felt this was as close to Scotty's ice that they could find anywhere. So, yeah, it's great to see.
So this is obviously their first time here. Have they played in Halifax at an event before, Rob?
No, but they've been here a couple times before, and most recently they have not. But they're coming back. They definitely want to come back. I feel like they have a little bit of unfinished business after losing a close one yesterday in the quarters to Team Jill Brothers, who's playing on sheet 8 today against Team Burt from PEI in what will also shape up to be a close game.
Yeah, that's right, Rob. We obviously have more than one semifinal game here. We have another men's semifinal taking place in sheet 4 between Team Thompson from Halifax and Team Schwaller from Switzerland. And on the ladies' side, we have Team Crawford from New Brunswick playing Team Hurleman from Switzerland on sheet 1. And as you said, Team Brothers from Halifax playing Team Burke from PEI on sheet 8. So it's going to be a great morning of curling.
Yeah, all these teams now, technically we'd say in the money, if you will, as they've made it to the, the quarterfinal, now the semifinal. Winners move on to play at 1 p.m. this afternoon in the championship game of the 1824 Stu Sells Halifax Classic. Just love rhyming that out.
It's got a nice ring to it. So we'd like to thank our sponsors for this event. On the men's side, the title sponsor Subaru, and on the women's side, title sponsor Neon Train, and also our partner sponsors, Murphy Hospitality Group, PEI Brewing Company, Scotia Square, and Boyne Clark. Thank you so much for your support. We couldn't do it without you. And Stu Sankey, I would be remiss if I didn't mention him. If those of you were wondering why this event is called Stu Sells, Stu is a realtor. He sells real estate, and he was the initiator of this event, in the sense that he has been running events like this in Ontario for several years, and the concept back in 2018 was to do something for our local teams here in Halifax, and he was quick to step up and volunteer his support. So thank you, Stuart, if you're listening. Hopefully we'll get you here next year.
Absolutely. And being streamed on curling.com, all the games, all the scores, and as we now are getting near the end, only 4 scores you need to watch, as these 4 sheets are in action this morning.
So, Rob, so far, I know we haven't been doing any commentary in the game, but it's a pretty typical first end where both teams are being very cautious, figuring out the ice and not wanting to make any big moves.
It's quite a typical first end at this level, watching both teams wake up and get used to the ice and not taking too many chances here, trading hits, and as we see that shot make its way down to
There wasn't a lot of curl there.
the button and a little undercover, so a little bit of pressure here.
Yeah, that was a nice come-around shot. Team Coulter has hammer here, so Fournier's trying to put the pressure on.
Back line.
You'll notice the Team Fournier is playing with 3 players. Their
Keep a good angle.
4th player, originally Skip Mike Fournier, is not playing in this event, obviously. And the team decided, I believe, to not bring a spare with them because they just felt more comfortable knowing the strengths of the 3 players they had.
Yeah, I chatted with Felix before this game, and they just felt that going with what they knew was, even though there'd obviously be some more sweeping on the front end, was better than bringing in a spare that they weren't necessarily sure of things like their release and consistency, and wanted to work with the devil they knew versus the devil they didn't know.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty common. You'll see most teams, they feel that way, that, with the directional sweeping now, typically there is only one sweeper working the stone anyhow, and that for them, knowing the strengths that they had was better than introducing an unknown.
And as we see this Coulter rock drop down into the top 4, just gently bumping the Fournier stone to the back, we've got a couple rocks in play, so what typically has worked out to be very commonly blanks in the first, we may see some scoring here.
This certainly looks like we're going to have a force, without a doubt. There's not going to be a blank in this end.
No, for sure.
Travail missile. Reste proche, par exemple, mais...
I love the conversation that happens with Team Fournier / Asselin.
Yeah.
A good mix of English and French. They speak both fluently, obviously.
Sometimes a little broken franglais, as I like to call it. Felix flipping between English and French, which I'm sure he does that just for the viewers. I mean, that has to be the reason. Right?
I have to believe it's certainly impressive. Certainly more impressive than I think your and my ability to flip between English and French.
Mon français, c'est pas bien. Ce matin.
Oh, il est en dedans de toi.
Yeah, rather roll big.
It's not bad for a guy with a French name.
Well, I don't know.
A foot roll to Ian's side is really good.
Gotta keep the French going with the name.
If we just roll to the center line.
As I use a common term, fake it till you make it.
you
So,
go.
mon français, je fake
Communicate late.
until je make.
Easy.
And just like my curling, too, really. As we have Coulter here with his first of 2 stones, back to the pros who know what they're doing, and looking here for, I believe, a nose hit on this. Maybe actually a little flop.
He's looking
over
for a little
Steve.
flop, yeah.
Yeah, a little flop.
Trying to get the curl on this now. It's about half buried, maybe third buried.
Avec la haute.
But the problem for Fournier now is that he can't tap that back as it jams on the red. So his option is to come down here and do the straight run on his own guard.
Peel. Direct sur le nez, ça enlève tous les jaunes. Pas de rouge.
So I understood that word, peel. It's a convertible word between English and French.
Yeah, Felix Asselin here with his first. Not afraid to throw the high weight, and I've been, I'll say, fortunate to cover Team Fournier now. I think this is my 4th.
Yep.
Certainly 3 in a row, and gotten to know this team, and we know they like the big weight. 1.
Oh, very close. Great shot, though.
Opens it up a bit there, and we've had Mike Fournier comment on our feed several times in the last 2 days as he watches in his early retirement, we shall say.
À la fin, non, là, dans le pied, j'étais comme, ah, on
And
venait
if,
juste de
Mike,
brosser,
if
là.
you're
out here.
up this morning, he's probably wondering, how did Rob draw this stick? Or anyone else watching the game, love to see you chime in on our feed here on YouTube /DurlingCurling.com and let us know where you're calling from and who you cheering for. Always fun to hear from the fans.
So Cameron McKenzie with Team Coulter is throwing skip rocks. Travis, of course, is calling the game. And Cameron's a manager with the commercial banking side of CIBC. Cameron's 30 years old. He's been curling a long time. He's got a couple of Nova Scotia Junior Championships under his belt, a mixed championship, and came 4th in the university championships.
Yeah, certainly a lot of talent on both teams who,
Need middle 8.
between
Middle 8.
Team Fournier with a couple of Brier appearances and Team Coulter with several junior appearances and runners up here in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is a tight field on the men's side, isn't it, Steve?
It is, very much so. We were talking the other day, and it would be interesting to talk to Felix about this after the game. We were saying there aren't, for the size of the province of Quebec, I would be interested to know if there are the same number of competitive men's teams per capita as there would be
Hold the cam.
in a smaller province like Nova Scotia.
Yeah, certainly talking to Team St. George last night as they prepare after a really tight loss to Team Brothers. They have only 2 teams right now signed up for their playdowns. So as I look here at the YouTube feed and I continue to say might be an imposter, but believe it is the real Mike Fournier, who is watching this morning. And
you have to appreciate there's an hour's difference, right?
Always a shout out for Mike Fournier as he watches his team here. We look here at Felix Asselin with his final stone of this end. A little bit of trouble down there, Steve, with 2 yellow rocks. Looking to minimize the damage with a run back.
Trying the same run back. The double's definitely there.
This one's a little outside, hung out, and so early in the game, we've seen teams, really until now be quite conservative, and a couple stones down there, and now
You definitely have to get in.
we have an opening.
I think we just play it to try to chop it here. T-line wing. I think middle.
Middle.
So the call here, obviously this is a draw for 3, but the
Yeah.
concern is that
Yeah.
top yellow
I
is
think this is close for
a bit
Trump.
in the way, so they're
Yeah.
trying to play sort of to the inside of it so they can wiggle off and roll into the 4-foot.
Need to make, a tight 8 here, full 4. Do have a Fournier stone in the back 8 that could come into play on this draw by Cameron McKenzie.
Speed's nice here.
So Coulter's saying the speed's nice. This is a very wide in-turn draw, and oftentimes we'll see the exterior boundaries of the sheet be a little slower. But sounds as though we've got symmetry across the sheet. Early in the game.
Still early, and as we've seen swings in lots of games, 2-3 points thrown on the board, and it won't phase this Fournier team. They've faced deficits before, and as all teams have, and here in the semifinal, they'll look at this and regroup. And that one there, Steve,
Yeah, just 2.
miss.
Yeah, I would say Felix would feel good about that. He's not feeling good about the end, but certainly much happier with a deuce than a threesome. I think the comment I heard from Travis was just a bit heavy, so it didn't give the rock enough chance to curl.
Yeah. As the
So-
teams get the morning cobwebs out.
So we have a 2-0 lead to Team Coulter over Team Fournier after one end of play. Looking across the sheet, sheet 1, we have Team Crawford up 1 over Team Hurleman. Sheet 2 is just wrapping up, so we'll come. Sorry, sheet 8. So we'll come back to that. And sheet 4, they've just finished, and it looks like Team Thompson scored 3 in the first end, so it'll be 3-0 over Team Schwaller.
Okay, it's pas grave. Let's go.
Oh, lots of line.
3 teams on the ice this morning, all who claim and call
14-4.
Halifax Curling Club as their
Probably
home.
T-line.
Very impressive. Nice to see local teams in this event. This event was purposefully created so we could get some
By you.
high-level teams.
By
Rob.
you.
That's
We
what
have
it's
a
about. It's just like a 15-2.
we have
I
sometimes a bit of a
had
disadvantage in that most of the higher level
Yeah, it would've been
play, if we should call it that, happens in central and western
the one of the
Canada,
Just
and so teams from Atlantic Canada have
All
to
good.
obviously pay for travel and hotel costs and be away from home, take vacations. So to have something of this caliber in their backyard is, I know, a real treat for them.
For sure.
Shot.
As we're in the 4th year of the event, and first year for women's event added, which was always a goal, Steve, when you started the event, and I was contributing a little bit here and there, and great to see this come to fruition.
It is, and I have to say, Rob, you've been extremely influential in the success of this event. We've
Line's a
been
little
working
tighter.
side by side since 2018 and supporting the whole concept and getting the board of the club to agree to take on this. It was a risk, but if you don't take risks, you don't learn. And
Yeah, Ian.
we've had
Ian.
great success every year, and
Yeah,
the
that's
event has
good.
grown every
That's
year.
good.
And like you say, now we have 16 men's teams and 16 women's teams, and we're absolutely thrilled to have Neon Train be the sponsor of
Nice
that
shot.
women's event.
Hey, you were way out. Pretty warm, right?
Yeah, it's come away since the first year as we think back to what that was, and now 32 teams total in the event. And
Yeah.
Good, yes!
as we watch
Yes! Hard line!
JF Trapanier with his stone coming down, calling for a hard sweep, and of course Fournier playing now with three players versus the typical 4, and so a little extra pressure on the front end. We
beautiful
see
shot.
Aslan come out and help this stone through. Felix, of course, loves to sweep, and whenever gets a chance, just dives right in.
Yeah, I did, but I don't think I just rubbed it. I think it was in front of that dot, so I still think it's there.
This is the great part about curling is the honesty of curlers. Felix is just saying he bumped the red corner guard, and Travis Coulter saying, hey, don't worry about it.
As I mentioned earlier, I've had the, I'll say, pleasure of covering Team Fournier 2 or 3 games this event, and Felix focused this morning as we've seen him become a bit of a third commentator on some draws. We'll see if he takes advantage of that microphone and speaks to the viewers as this game goes on. But right now, laser focus on getting to this championship. Down 2 after the first.
Well, that's why you were sweeping.
Felix is a geologist, and I know he works up north, so he spends a lot of time away from his home province. And he's been to the juniors multiple times, 4 in fact. We'll have to check what his best finish was. I know he's been up in the top 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And Martin Crete would be the newest addition to his team, and also his idol. Imagine.
Top 4.
Yeah, we see the 3 of them all speaking highly of each other, naming each other as their idols. We commented on that last night, how Mike Fournier is not any of the team's idols, and I think that's a myth. At least that's how I'm calling it. And as we see Martin Crete here, 9-time appearances at the Brier, sweep that in hard, and
that's a great spot for that, Rob. It makes it
a little bit of a stagger there.
A bit of a dilemma for Travis Coulter.
Yeah, tight's fine, halfway.
So he's saying, I'm going to ignore that, and I'm going to throw up a guard, make you work for your point.
Certainly, Fournier at this point, skipped by Felix Asselin, is looking to get 2 out of this end after 2 in the first. Really doesn't want to be forced here, and certainly doesn't want to give up a steal.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Robbie! Hard!
Trying to close that gap, Rob.
Sweeps over there. Cameron McKenzie and Robbie McLean. Robbie having made an appearance at the Brier.
Very true. I believe that was the year of relegation.
Yeah, he says here in his notes it was the first ever to be relegated from the Brier. So, but he made it, which is more than you and I last I checked.
I don't think that's on our resume.
No.
I think it's a major accomplishment just to be able to win a provincial event and represent your province at nationals. And everybody has their opinions about the relegation and the success or unsuccess of that, but hats off to Robbie and his team. Trying to find the port here. It's on the guard. So that will open things up at the very least, and I suspect Coulter will want to put that guard back in place.
If you want to hit it a little, that's fine.
Possible, actually.
So as we see, that top corner guard of Fournier was tapped a little bit the foot by JF Trepanier, and we continue to see the sports personship of the event in curling, and seeing, you know, a little conference there saying, hey, I hit this, and they kind of tap it back. And you know, one of the only sports where you don't have significant involvement.
I think a little less for me, Cam.
Things like referees and umpires, where the players work it out.
They self-officiate.
You know, yeah, it's really cool.
That is really cool. As I said earlier, there's the honor system, and it's one thing I really appreciate about the sport of curling is people fess up if they burn a stone, bump a stone, make a shot that wasn't called. They even apologize for it.
We've seen a few of those this week, as we have here stone from Coulter coming down and lands in front and really
I don't know if that's ideal, Rob. If things
tight
look to
in,
me
isn't
that
it?
lined up pretty good for the run back to the yellow shot stone.
Yeah.
So I think Travis a little full by weight there. He obviously didn't want it. He's probably about 6 to 8 feet heavier than he
Just
wanted
a
to
little
be.
bit, yeah. And of course, getting this red stone in on the yellow stone of the top 4 would be pretty much in line with those other ones on the center line.
It looks like it's queued up really good. So Martin's throwing what looks to be control the normal weight.
Curl. Pas le choix. Really hard.
Calling here for the curl as we see the single sweeper cross sides and try to move it in. Gets one, taps, and just a little off on that shot, but clears out that one on the back of the button and gives them a shot.
Hard to tell who shot there, Rob. They both look. I might give slight advantage to yellow, but again, camera angles can be fool you.
Yeah, we want to go all the way.
I think it is certainly yellow.
Robbie's draw was that, but it was at the curly rock. I'm thinking that was easy. You like that? Matt, I don't mind less.
So the key here for Travis is not to be wide with this. He can't afford to jam that red on the back yellow.
The only thing we don't want to do is just roll right behind the red. But
Only thing we don't want to do. Sometimes that tends to jinx teams, doesn't it?
That's right.
nope.
So we see Coulter here with his final third stones. A little hit and roll. Taps that red stone. Still gets the hit. Shooter rolls out to the 12 and
So now the question, Rob, is that yellow. Can Felix draw down and tap that another couple of inches and lie to?
well, he can certainly get to it. Certainly get to it.
On est deuxième. Si on vient ici, faut pas qu'il se trompe avec ça.
Let's listen in and see what he's thinking.
At the hog line, we were still nosing. Oh, and then it went, yeah. It worked out. You can get that out.
So he's opting to freeze to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been seeing 5 to 6 feet of curl over the course of this event. So you're right. There shouldn't be any problem in getting to that.
Was weight good there, Ian?
Yeah, I didn't.
On est où? Faut être back 4. Back 4. Pas plus, par exemple, Jeff. Laisse-la aller si on a... Ooh.
Looking a little wide. Starting to curl now.
As the stone comes in and needs a little help for weight as Aslan comes and helps JF Trepanier bring this in. They don't quite get the freeze, but it does duck under cover.
I think so.
It's a good spot. I don't think this is a shot that Coulter can actually
And
keep
really,
the shooter.
maybe the better outcome being ahead of that tee line than coming down and freezing with just enough room that Coulter could have flopped on front.
Yeah, that's true, Rob. We often say that you can't make a rock better when it's behind the tee line. So this is a good spot to be.
C'est pas tant sévère parce que tu l'as mis assez loin qu'il peut pas. Il peut pas la jammer dans...
Some of us are just happy when it still makes it in the rings behind the tee line, let alone whether it's in front or back. But certainly at this level, having this in front of the tee line and, with a catcher, as we call it, behind their nice placement, as we see Team Coulter now.
Close.
As they get down to skip stones, fourth stones, I should say, not skip in this case, as Cameron McKenzie throws fourth. Looking at their options and what the angles are in the front, and how do they cut down the Fournier score that could happen here in this end.
I'm just looking at Travis is gesturing towards freezing to that red zone. I was going to say that's definitely there. I mean, we just saw Martin throw that, and it's sitting top button. And they only have to move that a rock to a lie shot.
Yeah.
I just don't think the angles were there for the raise at the top of the house.
Yeah. They're just staggered more out to the wings of the house than into the center, which is where they wanted to try to get. And certainly putting another yellow stone in here is going to wreak a little havoc for Aslan's plan to get 2 and claw back from this deficit, as we see
Line!
Cameron McKenzie's delivery.
Where is it?
Sweepers on it.
Line!
Coulter calling for line, meaning it's curling hard, and this one, as it comes down, really curls and comes up a little short, Steve.
Yeah, 2 or 3 feet light. Question really for Felix now is he's got to find a way under the 4-foot.
Well, Felix not afraid to take chances is one thing I've learned from covering them, and certainly has that outside Yellowstone. They could have a little hit and bump over, and may not even be afraid to attempt the double, although of course the double there would put their stone on the button in jeopardy a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely has the in off on that yellow sitting on the edge of the 12-foot. You know, for a young guy that's only 26 years old, I have to say Felix throws like a much more mature and experienced curler. He's only been out of juniors, 5 years or so, and look at him. He's already had great success working with Mike, and now on his own skipping this team.
Felix has not paid us to say that.
No, he has
that
not.
He is a mature curler, but certainly here helming the team in fine style, and he lines up for his first of 2 in the second end.
All about the angle.
Calling this one that it's outside, and definitely clips the Yellowstone, but doesn't get the outcome they had called for, as that hangs out on the wings. And
yeah, he didn't get the outcome he wanted, Rob, but his shot is still there and still can be used for the same reason. Coulter's choosing to ignore that.
Non, c'est sûr qu'elle n'a pas eu l'air d'avoir m'avoir aidé gros. En plus, large en même, peut-être qu'elle aurait pu comme...
So now we are here with final stone for Team Coulter, up 2-0. And
is the call here, Rob, to tap the yellow that Cameron just threw?
Yeah, we're seeing a tap here, and
Line! Line!
we've seen
Whoa!
several games
Line!
teams calling for this tap, and having sometimes a little bit of a trouble judging the weight and the line for these mid
Doesn't want to hit this on the outside
hits, and as we see this one gets in there, doesn't quite make the shot they want, but certainly
shrinks the scoring area.
Shrinks the scoring area. Yep.
So I still think that there's a straight draw here for Felix. He has a little backing.
Yeah, for sure. Run back's not there on that outside red, I don't believe, without risking moving the stone off the button.
Yeah, it's pretty risky. I think, he knows the ice here that Martin threw for the previous draw.
Yeah.
Not a gimme by any stretch for 2,
Wow.
and
I mean, you look at both of Cameron's shots. One of those came light, and the second one was wide. He threw a little more weight, I think, and so still figuring that out.
Shoot out.
Well, you always had to stay high and nose.
On peut freezer dans rouge. Il faut freezer dans rouge, en fait. C'est ça la shot.
Frise dans rouge, we hear, and wanting to freeze to the red.
I had them in a lot of trouble if I could have made my first.
So last rock for Team Fournier, draw for 2.
We're lucky what they do with it. They make that there, then we're running.
Yeah, rock's still back here.
Sam, t'as du weight. T'as du weight, Jeff, je pense. Juste le weight, Jeff. Yep, straight. Well. Just the weight.
Wants
Line's
us to come down as it slows down.
Looks really good, Rob.
And I think we've got what a fantastic shot.
That's a pressure shot.
Pressure shot for sure as Aslan scores 2, ties it up.
I don't see any smile, but I think, there's a little smile.
We saw a little smile.
So he'll be very happy with that. The score is now tied 2-2 with Team Coulter having hammer. Boys are just saying, let's keep on trucking.
Keep going, they say. Keep going as they
keep the horses fed.
Yeah, lots of games for these teams. As talking last night with the team, and Mike Fournier still claims ownership of the stable.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wonder if he's footing the food bills.
Well, he's taking credit. This team always fun to watch, and again, great supporters of the event. Up against home ice team Coulter here from Halifax Curling Club, and we're in a tight one here, 2-2. After the second, into the third now. Across the sheets, we see some high fives on sheet 1 for Team Hurleman. Score still looking like it was 1-0 Crawford, but I'm assuming that's going to change here shortly. We'll update you as we see it, or you can jump on curling.com and check for yourself. Team Brothers up 2-0 going into the third with a blank and 2 over Team Burt. And those two teams, both reigning provincial champions, going to be a tight game, and one of those times when you hate to see a team lose, hey, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're somewhat biased here with the two local teams. These teams know each other well.
Yeah.
Marie Christensen, the mate for Team Bird, is from Halifax, actually, but plays out of PEI, or with Team PEI. And the update on sheet 4 is it looks like Schwaller took 1 in the second end, so it's 3-1 for Team Thompson over Team Schwaller going into the third end.
Steve, I'm going to call you out on this one. I'm sure as much as your eyes are laser focused on sheet 2, sheet 4 has a little bit of a sweet spot for you.
Well, I got to tell you, Rob, watching your two sons compete against each other is an extremely stressful thing to do, but watching them play together is also very stressful.
So as we see the two Thompson brothers, Steve and Kendall, who did play against each other until the 2019 season, I believe, when they decided to bring their brotherly love together and mash a team up, and as they had early success representing Nova Scotia at the Briar, and now this year working hard to make their way back there. Kendall and Stewart on sheet 4. Steve, your sons are great members of our club and great curlers, and
it's always an interesting dynamic when two brothers get together and curl, and there are many teams that have brothers, Team Jacobs.
Or sisters. We have sisters on teams, too, that curl together.
Very good points. And so, obviously you put all your differences aside and all the times where you might have wanted to give him a punch in the side of the head and say, we're here to win this game.
A punch would probably be generous sometimes. I don't know if my brother's listening, but love my brother. And never curled with him. Certainly played hockey with and against him. And
you're still friends.
We're still great friends. Yeah, great friends. And here we see trading of rocks in the third with 2 red stones, one on the center line and one just behind on the back 4. Looks like we're going to see a stone here from Ian Jerlink coming down and getting in front of this Fournier stone.
And just an update, Rob, on sheet 1. I think the score wasn't posted earlier. It's
Cam!
2-1
Cam!
for Team Hurleman over Team Crawford playing the third end. You can get all these scores live on curl.com. We're just trying to give you the updates as quick as we see them.
So this shot maybe was the hit, not actually the freeze there, Steve, and gets the job done. Seeing Felix let the team know that their stone is still shot, although way on the wings, and making the call now to come in again and try to replace what was buried behind the guard.
Yeah, so if he wasn't shot here, he'd be going after that yellow stone, but because he is, he's going to put one behind the guard and make life a little difficult for Team Coulter.
Absolutely. Playing without hammer here after taking 2 in the last end. I see some shout-outs online. Hi, Megan. You've been a follower of ours, or I won't say mine, probably following Fournier or the feed, because nobody would want to follow me. Thanks for the shout-out. And Raquel, great to see you up and chatting. Thanks. Yeah, shout-out to Steve, you and I, and Raquel, who's covered a couple games with me. Raquel Bachman, a great curler herself, and great to have her help commentating the games. And yeah, we'll see you around the club here today as
Same weight.
some awesome curling.
Yeah, it's interesting, Rob. We were talking about this yesterday and saying, most of the commentators here, it's not something you train for. It's a talent that you have or don't have, and most would say we don't have. But I have to say, Raquel, I had the pleasure of working with her in a game as well, and she's very gifted at commentating.
Whoa!
I have no gift. I just got told.
Yep! Yes!
Voluntold to
Hi, Robbie!
cover these games, and hopefully you are finding some enjoyment with them on curling.com, and those of us as club volunteers putting in our time to bring these games to you. And I know
You guys like that shot?
Hugh Avery over on the other sheet, give him a thanks for helping coordinate all the commentators. We expanded this year from 1 sheet to 2 for having live streams, and great idea, and then quickly realized a lot more people needed to run it, including our production teams, and big thanks to them on the technical side who have been here with us since Wednesday. And one of those growing pains, if you will, of the event growing is having more of us have to chat on the stream.
Yeah, he was the organizer of the commentators and has been doing most of the games. He and Greg Power, who were over on sheet 8, they've spent just a bunch of time here and done a great job. So thank you to you guys.
They can't hear us, which is just fine, because I don't want to give them too much of a compliment, as I do curl with them on Monday. And if I give them a compliment, I know it'll go to their head.
Oh, dear. We wouldn't want that to happen.
As we see here, a few red stones in the house, couple yellow on the back, and now Team Fournier, skipped by Felix Esselin, electing to take
trying to get to the nose, Rob.
that shot, and lies 3 now. So certainly the way these stones are laid around the house, setting up for a potential force.
Okay. Easy weight.
Force being one team making the other
Does
team
make a move.
get one.
Yeah, I mean, these are all stones around the 12 foot, so I mean, there's no real threat right now for Travis to get, his point. I don't think the blank is an option here.
Easy yet. Nope.
Travis is 30 years old, and he's an electrical engineering technologist working with Graybar Canada. He's curled 15 years and had a go at the Brier, being a 2019 Tanker champion and runner-up in 2014 and 17. He's also been a mixed doubles champ in 2014. And his idol is Brad Gushue. A lot of discussion, Rob, about who's potentially going to win the Olympic trials. Brad's name seems to come up more than most.
We've definitely seen that across many of the men's and women's teams claiming that Gushue will be our representative. And, of course, that event starts next week. As we see Jeff Trepanier working hard on this stone to hold the line, as they say, and gets the hit.
Yeah, Felix just didn't want to see that jam on the back stone, and mission accomplished. Travis will attempt to do a wide out turn draw around those staggered guards. I'm sorry, I think I said Cameron, that's Travis.
Travis with his second stone.
La ligne, elle va être correcte, lui. Là. Il est peut-être juste fort, là, mais...
Outside sweeper here looking to carve this down under this high stone of Fournier, and gets it down there behind tee. Shot lined up behind, but room here for Fournier to get down to it.
Halfway into the house, that rock was still in the center line, and it's now completely buried.
Just too much ice, I think.
Freeze.
Yeah, he had swept it the whole way for Curl.
Yeah,
But it is definitely available for Felix to freeze too.
If you leave that a bit higher so we don't give him the shot.
I think he tried to bury it.
Yeah, I think so too. If you leave half rock open, they're doing
Oh,
that.
ouais. C'est sûr.
Both teams playing quite aggressive this morning. Going right at it in the first ends.
Sorry about my first one. I'm so handsy with my out turns today. It's like the third.
Close though, you can roll the hair, but like head straight there. Anything a little off center.
First stone here for Aslan in the third.
Tiens la ligne, Jeff. Yep. On est où? Tiens la ligne. Hard.
Needs to curl.
Line's good. Go hard. Tiens la ligne encore. Hard.
Martin comes out to help.
Hard.
Wants this to curl down around. They want to freeze right to the nose of this yellow stone. As they get it down there, it comes up a little short, but still in a good spot. Buried behind that guard.
Maybe you might just give him a double.
Shot rock, so he has to make a play on it.
Probably wanted that a little bit closer.
You'd like that another rocks with. Make the removal of that stone much harder. This is a time in the event, Rob, where you really have to, as you say, stay focused because the curlers have played multiple games. They're tired.
Roll to here and hit them to here. The other one, we can just hit it there and stay on top.
But yet, they know how important this is.
But we might not be
because the loser of this obviously goes up for a drink and says goodbye.
Yeah, is this early, I'll say early morning game. 9:30 game this morning. Certainly not as early as we've had with 7:45 starts earlier in the week, which our ice crew, led by Adam McCarahan, Had to get here early in the mornings to prep this beautiful sheet of frozen water for the teams. And big shout out to them and their work. Adam leading the ice charge, also with some volunteers, club members of Halifax Curling Club, which, again, all clubs do this, have to work with their ice, and great to see the involvement of all the members.
Yeah, Adam's the first guy to give credit to his team. He knows that this is not a one-person show, but certainly Adam is the guy with the eyes, and he's watching every rock and making
even
sure
watching us right now, too.
Oh, that's scary.
I know. Under pressure we are by the ice maker to make good calls about his ice. As we see here, Cameron's first to 2. Wants to come down here.
That's hanging out there,
It
Rob.
is hanging, as we saw the Fournier Stone, too,
a little
hang out
heavy.
there.
That's going right on by.
It's going to come by, and certainly we'd put that in the miss category. And now a little bit of an opening here, certainly for Fournier for a potential force, if not maybe a steal.
Yeah, I think if Felix can put this guard up, just splitting the center line. I think Coulter's going to have a real hard time getting 1 point. At the very least, he's faced with running in his opposition stones to try and generate something. He would have a draw to the 4 foot, but it would push the stone wide. His draw path would be out into the 12-foot area.
Je pense que c'est ça, Dieu. Je la vois pas complet. Je pense qu'il faudrait qu'il la lance avec board.
Final stone here for Asselin.
C'est une shot de ligne, hein?
He just took edge as
Line's
well.
good, line's good.
For edge of 8.
Curl.
Wants to make sure it's there. Trying to push it down now.
Yep.
We've seen a couple out here, but we do see that they really snap and move over at that hog line.
Doesn't want this to overcurl.
As it slows down, puts a guard up.
That's a great spot.
Great spot.
Je pense qu'elle se fait pas en vrai. Je pense que le best qu'il pourrait faire, c'est la planter dedans pour prendre.
So as Cameron settles into the hack, he's thinking about T-line weight here.
Needs to be pretty much near the button to grab
Line's good.
1, so the force is on.
Where is it?
And this here would be a steal, and close game as we see Coulter come out.
No,
And it's going to be short.
So that will be a steal of 1 for Team Fournier. They will lead 3-2 after 3 ends of play.
That would have been good in the other pass. 15-5.
Back to back on that one, though.
So Rob, maybe you can just tell our viewing audience about the silent auction, which I believe closes very soon.
Yeah, it closes today
First one was
around
really close. We just-
noon, I believe. Go to halifaxcurl.com. Check it out. We've got some awesome items there. And as I bring it up to see where some of these bids are, we've got
Just the speed.
some curling jerseys
Line's
which
good.
are getting some
Line's really
attention
good.
here. We have curling jerseys of several teams, including some that are out here now. Also have some brooms
Jeff.
from the curling store, thanks to Scott and the team over there, who always always help us out here at the club and help clubs across the Maritimes out all the time. Great to see. We have an Alan Doyle fan package. So
Alan Doyle, a great big C?
Great big C.
Wow.
So we'd love to see a great big bid on that. As I try to be funny at 10:30 in the morning. Don't know if that worked or not, but hey, go bid on it and shut me up. Also have the Black Rock Initiative broom, which Andrew Paris starting something really cool.
Yeah,
with,
I think we should talk about that a little bit.
BIPOC, awareness and upping the game on all of us curlers to continue to be open and inclusive and try to bring more curlers in, but from populations that don't typically make it through our doors. He's extended an awesome program to open these doors for youth in our communities, and we're actually really fortunate that he's asked us here at the Halifax Curling Club to help in that endeavor, and we'll see some of the programming of United We Curl and the Black Rock Initiative here at the Halifax Curling Club. So, great for them to donate this broom to it. Some Clearwater gift cards, some curling aprons, which those aprons have been worn in the making of some fantastic food.
They look great.
Yeah, I don't think they're the actual aprons, but made by the same creators. And we have some artwork. We have some great artwork. Hal Jones curling art piece, which valued at $700. Right now, only going for $220. So steal of a deal there, and lots of great things. One of the ones that I keep mentioning and chatting about, just because it's sign of the times, are PCR tests for COVID.
Of course.
As if anyone's looking to travel outside of our country, pretty much needs that to go anywhere these days. And PCR and antigen tests have been donated.
Who would think that would be a great gift idea? 2 years ago, they'd look at you like you had 2 eyes in your head. 4 eyes in your head.
Like 6 eyes, I think. But that said, if you're looking to travel and need a test, log online to our silent auction at halifaxcurl.com and bid on that one. Some jerseys here from Glenn Howard. One of his wild card jerseys, which is a bit of a fan favorite, seeing
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the crown, and a couple of jerseys here from Team Schwaller, and lots of great goodies.
Anybody that's struggling for a Christmas gift idea, I think we've got something here for you. And if you want to come to the club and have a look at them yourselves, you're welcome to. We're encouraging people to come in the doors, following COVID policies, of course, providing proof of vaccination and identification. But admission is free. So we've got the last draw, the final happening at 1 o'clock. So Sunday afternoon, I can't think of a better thing to do than to be watching live curling at the Halifax Curling Club. We're located at 948 South Bland Street. We'd love to see you here.
Just need proof of vaccination so that we stay on the right side of the rules.
Yep.
So we have Team Coulter here trying to come down and take the red rock that's buried behind the guard out of play. Curling really hard towards that corner.
Oh, my Lord.
I think Travis impressed himself with how lucky they were to get by that.
Checking with the front end, asking if he thinks they needed more ice. So constant communication between the skip and the front end. Not every missed shot is the fault of the thrower, as we say. Sometimes it's just the line call, and of course, as a thrower, you rely on the skip to put that broom down, and you're supposed to throw where it's at.
That's really true, Robin. It's always good to see that the throwers will come down and chat with the skip if they feel that perhaps they've underthrown, overthrown, tight, wide.
Whoa! No. Curl.
Trying not to roll too far here. And now he's trying to move it far enough so that it doesn't make it easy for Travis to do a hit and roll behind cover. Ian Jerlink, who's second stone for Team Coulter, about to throw, is 35 years old. He's a mechanical engineer and project manager at S&C Lavalin. He's been curling for 25 years and has a pedigree that's as good as anybody. Two-time Nova Scotia Junior Champion in 2006 and 7, and a 2010 Canadian bronze medal at the University Championships. And his superstition, if we want to call it that, is that he has 3 pairs of taco socks that he cycles throughout the games. I think I saw him wearing those today. I hope he washes them occasionally.
Main weight.
Gotta love the tacos. So we look across the sheets. Crawford and Hurlman over there on sheet 1 in a close battle, tied 2-2 as they're in the 4th. And on sheet 8, Team Burt up 3-2 after scoring 3 in the 3rd end. Of course, here we're 3-2 for Team Fournier, and over on sheet 4.
Yeah, I'd say there it's easy.
Team Stuart Thompson up.
Well, that's what I gave Ian for control.
4-1 after
4-1
ends.
after 3. So
same ice as Ian, just a little less.
have an early lead there, and of course Thompson playing against Team Schwaller, and Schwaller, who's
really just
had
curled.
good success this year on the tour.
Stay close.
Lost a close one to Team De Cruz.
There's definitely one spot that goes
to represent, and they've been a great team to watch this week.
Yeah, we're really happy to see them here. They attempted to come here previously, and there was a conflict with the European Championships this year. They are able to attend the European Championships because it's happening next weekend, I believe, so they're heading back after this event. Sorry, no, they are going to Red Deer. My mistake.
Red Deer next, yeah.
So we are into mate rocks now. Team Fournier about to throw, and Felix is calling for a top 4-foot draw. Again, trying to put the pressure on.
Yeah, it did it 2 ends ago too. No, 2 ends ago it was my second rock.
On you. Line's good. Top 4. Top 4. Line's good. Just away. Just away.
Calling out to Jeff Trepanier, letting him know line looks good, and sweeper just responsible to gauge that weight and bring it into the top 4 where they want, and as it lands here right on tee.
That's really good judgment, Rob. You've only got one sweeper, so you can't even talk to your fellow
your other sweeper and confirm what you think.
That's right. So pretty well all the sweepers out here are using stopwatches as a reference, but obviously their eyes are the final judge. That was a great judgment. That went right to the tee line.
Make the top 2 first.
Trepanier, part of that front end of the horses of Team Fournier as they've taken the hashtag feed the horses, and stable's less one horse right now. So JF Trepanier making up for that and doing it nicely as they're here in the semifinal. Clearly working for them.
Coulter's trying to run back here, Rob. Red combo.
1, 2. Gets the hit, and then that jam on the back. Still 2 Fournier stones in the rings, but a nice shot there.
Left his rock there as a guard, which Felix will probably use. There's 2 reds on the rings already, so again, he's in a great force position here. I remember Rob, and I think it was our first
I don't know
year.
what to
Team
do on that
Fournier
ocean,
was kind enough to
every time
put
I'm
together a
going
video
less than control,
about their
it's gone
They
to
did.
participation in this event. I don't know if it's still available on YouTube,
Oh,
but
I'm sure we could resurface it
it's worth watching.
Le plus plate take-out de l'histoire, dans le fond, là.
with Mr. Dion and his rock curls, giving the bicep curls,
we're just
telling
gonna control
telling
and
us
fight
that
the
they're
burn.
coming here, and
Watch out.
was a funny video for
That's
sure.
just easy.
Didn't have a video from them this year, and maybe next year we'll see if they come up with something, or maybe we'll see the other
Maybe some other teams
team
will
from
step
Quebec.
up. Yeah.
Maybe Laurie St. George and her team will come up with a creative video for us next year.
I think that would be great.
Hard! Hard la ligne! Hard la ligne!
Love to have the team involvement, and of course,
Attends, j'ai lancé fort. Non?
great to see teams supporting our event in other creative ways than just
We're
showing
getting
up.
our free pass.
So true. It's not all about the ice stuff.
If we have to.
So he just came up a little light there on that draw to the 4-foot.
Yeah, we threw this 2 ends ago.
So now Travis is calling for the draw
Je vais être en dedans, assez.
by Cameron McKenzie.
Yeah, wants to get in there now, and wants a well-positioned shot to make Aslan on his last shot have some work to do, and certainly Coulter, their goal here to try to get 2.
Selon moi, il y a toujours une shot pour 2, là, avec un freeze. Là. Dépendant, il est où. Là.
Line's good. Where?
Yeah, Rob, you
yes!
were talking earlier about
Line!
communication. You can hear Travis say where. That's
Hard line!
very important for the skip to understand from the sweepers where that is so he can call line. It's bouncing off the red guard, so it will be in the open.
Correct, pareil. Je peux pas piler
Good
ça.
sweep. Can't take enough room there.
Opportunity for a hit and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis was just acknowledging there that he probably needed more ice
it's
because the
weird
weight
though, you
was
take
good.
middle, it won't curl.
Team Coulter here out at the Halifax Curling Club, and certainly one might say has home ice advantage, but still in curling here as ice does change even during the game. A little judgment there. The environment is certainly comfortable, but the ice still can catch teams, whether you're from here or not. Eh?
Yeah, and I think the conditions are different than what they're used to. Adam has sharpened the rocks before this event, so they're getting another foot or so of curl than what they would be used to. And certainly the speed is as good as it's ever been.
Absolutely. Here, calling on hard here for the sweep, holding line.
The horse is working.
Horse is working just by the guard. Wow, what a
What
shot.
an effort that was by JP.
JF.
JF.
JF Trepanier. The single horse on the front end, making it work. And smiles here from Fournier as they are looking
Pas sûr que j'aurais.
here pretty good in the 4th with 3 stones in the paint. And Coulter now chatting with mate Cameron McKenzie,
T'es là pour ça en fait, semaine, hein?
figuring out, you know, certainly how do they get their 1? Is there any chance for 2 here, Stephen?
No, I don't think so, Rob. There's nothing that he can split on the rings. That high guard is too far away. So he's really looking at what's the best draw path to find the full 8-foot. You know, he coming out wide in the same turn that Felix just threw, I don't think is an option. So he's trying to see if he can come in with the out turn and catch a piece of the 8. And I think that's a tough one because they haven't thrown it that way. Let's listen in on the conversation.
Ah, c'est tough.
Probably the top. Let's say probably here.
Ah, en tape, là. À faute de Miroche.
Like it?
So they're calling for the tap on the yellow guard, realizing that the draw path is not in their favor to get to the 8-foot. Needs to move the rock about 6 feet to be shot.
This is not a gimme.
No, especially where he's looking at 3 red stones on the rings. Yeah, the other comment I was going to make, Rob, about communication is sometimes it gets very challenging to hear out there when there's so much
It's a loud rink. For
volume.
Sure. Nice newly rebuilt rink, but known to be loud. And so we see this final stone come down.
It's got a lot of weight on this.
Yeah.
He's pulled it off. So that'll be 1 yellow
Good
stone
Good wake call.
for Team Coulter, and that will tie it up 3-3 after 4 ends. You're watching the Stu Sells 1824 Halifax Classic at the Halifax Curling Club. We're in the men's semifinal games and women's semifinal games. And just bringing you an update again, looking at sheet 1. We have a tie game between Team Crawford and Team Hurleman, one of the women's semifinals. The other women's semifinal is also tied 3-3 between Team Brothers and Team Burt. And we're just wrapping up the 4th end of the other men's semifinal, and we'll give you that update as we get it.
Just checking our feeds here as we want to really be as interactive as possible. You know, we have people here in the club, but I've certainly, as commentating, started to watch our feeds and have a few comments here about the front 2 and the horses of Team Fournier. And, you know, there's an edge with three players, as one of our viewers is commenting. It takes away 25% of the variable from the mix. So seeing it as a benefit with things like what we call directional sweeping, and that a lot of times, which is definitely true, we only see 1 sweeper on the rock, certainly for line, and normally 2 for that extra distance if they need it. And that's really where the second sweeper can come in to help when that shot's just a little bit light and you need to pull it that extra couple feet. So great to see some comments on our feed. And Fournier here playing with 3. Team being led by Felix Asselin, but certainly being played with lots of talent from Martin Cret, JF Trepanier. Team Coulter, though, many championships under these team members' belts as well, between juniors and mixed and university. So 2 great teams in this semifinal. All tied up at 3 after 5 as we get into the
Rob, it's
second half of the
handshakes
game.
on sheet number 4. Sorry to interrupt you, but Team Thompson just stole 4. And that would make it 8-1 after 4 ends of play. So Team Thompson will advance to the final game at 1 o'clock this afternoon against the winner of sheet 2.
Line!
Hashtag proud dad.
Okay, whoa.
Hashtag is a social media term, Steve.
Thank you for bringing me
Just
up to
letting you know what that is.
the current era.
Proud dad is because your 2 sons have just now advanced to the final, which is great to see. Stuart and Kendall, along with Colton Steele and Mike Brophy. Team O to the Halifax Curling Club here punches their ticket.
I think they'll be very happy, Rob. They've been in this event every year and have never gotten this far, so yeah. Meanwhile, we stay focused on sheet number 2.
Very focused. Laser focused. An early handshake, though, really, back over to sheet 4 to see a game like that get away, and Team Schwaller certainly will want to, reflect on that. But they've been playing a lot of games up till now, and certainly maybe.
I mean, they played an amazing game yesterday against Team Fleming, Rob.
Right.
It could have gone either way, but they are a great team, and this is certainly not any reflection of their skill.
No, for sure.
Just you have good and bad days, and this just wasn't theirs.
If you get that, it's fine too.
So down to 3 games. Over
Yeah.
on sheet 1, we see Hurleman grabbing 2 in the 4th to go up 4-2 over Team Crawford.
That's another team, Rob, that's playing with 3 players.
Yeah, they're playing with 3. So we're seeing
How much do you have?
them with that same front end of one person sweeping the stone.
This board.
Certainly hasn't seemed to affect them as they're in the semifinals. So
It's my first opportunity to get to see them play, and I've been very impressed with their shot-making skills and just their maturity.
and then on sheet 8, still a tight game between the reigning Nova Scotia and PEI champs, Brothers and Burt,
Yep.
all tied up in the 5th.
Yes.
Great curling to
Whoa, whoa,
watch if you're
whoa.
here with us
Yes,
on
yes, yes,
curling.com.
yes,
Awesome. Also welcome to come down to the club as we see this stone from Ian Jerlink come in, reshuffle the angles, and open things
I
up.
was actually a little unlucky.
Not sure how little mucky translates, but I think right now we don't really have any guards in play. We've got a tight guard, but the house is
Hearing
pretty
lots
open.
of terms.
Non,
Junk,
c'est elle. OK.
yucky,
Vous voulez en arrière de la jaune ici?
rejiggle, lots of fun. Every team has the thing you hear.
It's interesting too, Rob, that you hear, you know, the different terms for weight. Out west, you'll hear the term easy weight.
Yeah.
Not something that we see our Atlantic Canadian teams adopt yet. We use, for the most part, a numbering system or
Whoa!
you know, the terms
Yeah.
normal, PO,
Yes.
control.
Yeah, we've talked about that on a few fees. Between the normal, control, peel, then we hear the numbers, which represent the time of the stone between the 2 hogs. Whether they want a 9, 9.5, or a 10. We actually heard some teams here are even 9.3, which is obviously much more precise. And,
I don't hate this.
Gaetano.
whatever works.
There's another curling term for you. I don't hate this.
I don't hate this.
What turn do you like?
Most
Don't
might
hate
say I
this.
like this.
Yeah.
I don't hate this.
Don't hate this. Kind of seeking self-affirmation that they think they don't hate this, and but great to hear the teams vocalizing, and at this level, key is communicating, as we keep talking about that, Skip talking that out so that the other teammates do hear it purposely, so they can either affirm or maybe deny what that thought is, and.
Yeah, so we have a
Cam!
hit and roll coming off Ian Jerlink here. Not getting the roll that he
Not
wanted.
getting the roll. Hear a little R as we continue to hear terminology from the teams. And,
I have to say, Rob, the colorful language has been cut down to a dull roar. These teams, as much as I know, there's some frustration. They're keeping those inner thoughts to themselves.
having a microphone on the ice certainly
Can cramp your style.
changes things a little bit.
There are fines levied at the national level for using certain words that we don't want to speak.
Sorry?
Along the lines also
Whoa.
with broom smacking or hitting.
But it curls so much
Of
with
course,
the
in
freeze.
other sports we see hockey and baseball where
They just fight.
things just go
Whoa!
crazy. Playing hockey myself, certainly I've broken a couple sticks in frustration, but don't see that in curling, which is awesome.
There's a
Awesome and seeing appeal.
It's
And
a
as-
beautiful shot, Rob.
Beautiful shot by Martin Crate as he hits that stone, rolls in, buried. Fournier with hammer here.
Sorry, Mark.
Maybe just a little
Pensais pas que...
Back
too
four.
much of a roll, Steve, as
Yeah.
that kind of peeks out the other
Yeah,
side.
I just see that now. There's an opening.
Great. Key line to back 4. Communicate weight, because we're going to be really close to hitting that yellow on the left.
So Coulter's just explaining to sweepers that he wants to make sure he knows where the weight is because he's trying to hug really close to that left yellow guard in order to make the tap back here on the shot stone.
Yep.
As we see Ian Drilling go hard on this stone.
Looks really good, Rob.
Really nice shot.
That is
by
golden.
Team Coulter. Really nice shot.
We would call that a pistol.
It's a pistol for sure.
So the tough part now for Felix is that there's no room to freeze on top of that and be shot. So he's got to find a way to open that up.
Y a pas de trou, fait que tu vas tout le temps enlever elle.
I want to keep that side, but throw the water.
Peel.
You get a split?
That's yelling.
See some big weight coming here, Rob.
And we've seen some great shots this weight with Martin Kret.
Yes! Yes! Hard! Hard!
Oh, what a shot.
What a shot.
Makes the double
Next shot.
in his sleep.
Do we play that again, or do we?
If that's him shooting sleeping, I don't want to see what it's like when he's awake.
Lance fort, hein, c'est dur à suivre.
Wow, what a shot. What a great curling here. As we see Team 4-8 battle, Team Coulter in the semifinal.
I first thought
And Crate with his second of 3 stones.
I don't mind this.
Great takeout, opens it up.
What was my short split?
The precision. Surgical.
Boy, oh boy, that's a shot that your average curler would be delighted to make once in their lifetime.
The only time I make those is by fluke.
That they're not on the Plan BC list.
No, they're playing D, E, F, G or something. And as we see Coulter here now calling for this stone to come down. Wanting to get in there.
He's trying to get by that top red.
Gonna just have a slight graze as it comes to rest at the top of the 4. Fully exposed here, although certainly not a gimme where there could be a jam potential on the 4-8 back 4 stone.
This is Martin's second stone.
13-9?
Third.
Oh.
Control.
Sorry, his second rock.
Mine would have been real good.
I just needed
Third
a bit
rock.
more weight.
His third rock. He gets 3.
No, I might have it again.
That's very true. There are
Last
three
rock.
stones. You
We'll
know
just
what?
say
There's-
last rock, and then we're both right.
There's some advantage to that, Rob, actually. We would argue in terms of having to throw 3 stones versus 2.
Whoa, whoa. Close. Yep. Yes.
What's the call here, Rob?
Yes.
Looking to
Oh.
get a hit. I'm sure they'd love to have this hit just a little bit on the high side and flop over and behind their stone, and as it does, and gets a bit of a stagger there and covers their stone on the back 4.
Leaves an opportunity for double, I believe.
There is a double there for sure.
Really loud.
But I don't think they get all 3.
Is it normal?
I think the double's there. It'll be a
I think you're
probably
right.
nose, and then there might be an open hit
If you make it
for
across this
2.
way, you
He'd
might.
love to be able to lie shot rock at the end of this, but I don't know. He's got to hit that on the high side. Roll behind the yellow guard.
Seeing some of our fans online saying Martin has brought his A game, and he has for sure. Both teams bringing their A game this morning.
Might have to freeze.
Tight game,
Probably
3-3
have to freeze.
after 5. Winner moves on. Loser packs their bags.
And the interesting thing, Rob, is after this event, in the local area at least,
like
there's,
it.
there's really nothing for the men's side until provincial start. So this is what we would consider to be sort of a tune-up before provincials.
Yeah.
For our local teams.
Ouais.
And for the away teams, I don't know if Team Fournier plans any other events before provincials. You said there's only 2 teams competing on the women's side. I don't know how many on the
I'm
men's
not.
side.
I'm not sure.
S'il stuff le pocket, là, le gars, il est peut-être encore là.
This year, of course, being everyone wanting to play full open after COVID, but a bit of an odd year with the Olympics throwing a little bit of a wrench into some plans, with events being compressed this fall. As we see Mackenzie with his first 2 hits.
Beautiful shot.
Great shot. Great
Lies
shot.
second stone.
Great shot.
So the deuce is still in play here for Team
Absolutely.
Fournier.
Yeah. Here in Nova Scotia, our female teams will be playing for the Scotties
Worked out.
Parce que là, il essaye ça.
second weekend of December,
Never actually thought
Donc là,
about
après
playing
ça,
it
la
that
seule
way.
place qu'on peut mettre
and
ça,
men's
c'est-
for the Tankard in
No
January,
double. Hair high to make that
with an
double.
early Scotties this year
C'est sûr que c'est le 5 et-
before the Olympics, and then
Si, c'est sûr que ça, c'est bon ici.
men's Tankard after the Olympics has forced
C'est juste,
some
mettons,
provinces to
Ouais, c'est ça.
spread things out a little
Ben,
differently than
double,
normal.
peux-tu la nausée double?
As the team here chats about what risk they're willing to take with these 2 Yellowstones, debating on
Wherever they go, we're going to have a crack at a double.
Yeah.
whether the double is there or not.
Why is he playing this? We've
They're
never
they're
played
pretty
this.
lined up, so they're going to have to hit
We'd
this
fly 2 back 8, wouldn't we?
one side or the other, and really want to make sure that shooter probably sticks around.
Yeah, have to have the shooter on the rings. And you heard Travis say wherever they go, we'll have a double. I'm not sure that's necessarily true, but really all dependent on rock placement with this
Maybe
hit.
he's talking that into place. I try to talk my stones into place all the time. They don't always listen. They're a little stubborn.
I wish I got that second one.
Their
by.
hearing's not the best.
Oh, man, you're
It's a really tight hole. Like, how much did I miss the first
Key
time?
shot here for Aslan, first of the 5th end, tied 3-all.
Oh, yep. Whoa! Yes!
Got to hit this high side. Wants to roll the shooter towards center.
Gets both,
Very nice.
rolls over, and
The double's there for sure.
the double is there, but what's interesting about this double is, I think, is what will the shooter do?
Don't think the shooter's going to hang around if he does make the double.
Ouais, demi-roche, elle pointe-tu?
A third.
Si elle wink large, elle est dure à jammer, par exemple. Ah, si elle veut s'en aller, là.
So if he does make the double and roll out, obviously Felix will throw through and blank this end.
Yep.
I guess qu'il l'a.
1, 2.
Nice shot.
Makes the hit. Everything goes.
I think Cam just likes yelling "whoa."
The fans were waiting for that blank.
You just heard Felix say the fans are waiting for the blank. It's, you always want to take
I think we
advantage
could've
of
played
this,
the
though.
run
You
one
still
shot sooner.
take a new path, try and figure out what the curl is like in that path.
I would say it's an inside
Alright,
joke at this
not out
point,
of it.
but anyone who's been following us
What was the
knows
shot that
that
hurt that in?
2 games ago we had
Or
a
is it
few
just a
blanks,
made
and
shot?
Felix, acting as our third commentator, was quick to let me know what the strategy was, which was a blank on multiple ends, and
So yeah, let's.
he, as much as this is a high stress, all on the line game, great to see Felix share his strategy with us. Confirm what we thought was going to happen for
Indeed.
sure.
So after 5 ends of play, we are still tied 3-3 going into the 6th end. Team Fournier having hammer. Yeah, it's nice to see the teams having some fun out there.
We're having fun here too, Steve.
We are having fun.
At least we're trying. As we have one game in the books, Steve your son, Stuart Thompson, Kendall, Colton, Mike Brophy, on to the final in the men's. Winner of this game will play them. Over on sheet 8, Team Burt with a 2 in the 5 jumps up ahead. 5-3 over
Looks hot to me.
Team Brothers.
It's
And over
pretty
on sheet 1, we have Crawford and Hurleman, and
Split center if you
looks
can.
like all tied up at
4-all.
4-all, they're in the 6th now as well.
I should add, Rob, that there are points associated with playing this event for the qualifiers. Points are an essential part of these elite curlers' success and entry into other events, the slam events in particular.
Line's good.
Yeah, we see teams traveling to events based on the strength of field, as they call it, looking for points, and helps them in various other events, seeding and rankings.
Nice come around here by JF. Peeking out a little bit, but great spot.
Sweep.
So on the men's side, this event has been won previously
Line's
by Scott Howard in 2018, the first year of the event. He played Gushu in the final. And then the following year, his dad skipped the team, Glenn Howard, and beat the local team, Team
We're not
Murphy.
to nose yet, so.
And then last year, 2020, we had Brad Gushu become successful in beating a local team, Team Manual. So this year we will have a new name on the trophy. It won't be Howard or Gushu, although one of Gushu's players last year was playing in the event this year.
Yeah.
JF is a hydro coordinator and is 34 years of age. He has competed in the 2018 and 2021 Briars with Team Fournier. And as Rob had said earlier, they've all traded their favorite players, and he says Felix is his idol. So Team Coulter's calling for a
Just straight draw.
straight draw into the pocket.
Top 8.
For those of you that don't know the history of the club was founded in 1824, and we'll be celebrating our 200th anniversary in 2024. There's plans to put a book together, and
3/4 high
we're
side.
still in the initial stages of other activities, but we're really looking forward to that major milestone in the club's history. So those sheets are numbered 1824 to reflect the founding
Ça va quasiment
year
prendre
of the
plus,
club.
on va passer dans le trou puis on va juste licher. OK, ben j'aime... Me semble que j'aimerais ça l'enlever, là. Fait que hack! Hack! Comme ça sert à rien de la garder ici, là. Ben... OK, just through. Si elle stick en arrière, là, c'est pas si pire.
Felix calling for back line to hack weight tap.
Whoa! Yep! Yes! Yes! Hard! Yes!
Really curling towards the guard.
Hard! Hard! Too low, Mark! You do hard!
Oh, he's just by. And does get the tap, moves that Yellowstone to the back of the house. Line 3.
OK. Ça reste tout le temps, ça marche là.
You'll notice a lot of the throwers, Rob, they use a different broom than their sweeping broom.
Yeah.
JF's got this old
Is
corn
there a
broom
hole?
that he's got taped up pretty good, cut off the handle. It's whatever they're comfortable using. Paul Fleming uses an old, what we call brownie broom. He likes the weight of it.
Yeah.
Feels good when he's throwing.
One disadvantage of that, though, is that if needs to jump up and help sweep, cannot sweep.
Wouldn't work in mixed doubles, would it?
Wouldn't work in mixed doubles, no. Well, unless they just wanted to rely on their shot only and one sweeper. But
And there's nothing illegal about using something like that as a throwing broom. As you say, they just can't use, if they did have say a hair broom or a corn broom for throwing that was usable to sweep, they couldn't. All the fabrics you'll see here are all the same density and color, sort of ensure that there's no advantage that one team has over the other.
yeah, technology as curling advances, putting the years of Broomgate behind us.
I
Indeed.
think we're losing the shooter.
As we listen in here to Travis Coulter talk about what is their plan of attack as they're down to
lay 3 still.
4 stones in this end, and
Or you throw board at this.
So he doesn't have hammer in this end, and he sees, that there's a grouping of stones here, and is it time to make the move and try and do a little cleanup?
Or, like, if you want to play that, I'm fine with that too. Half a rock with peel.
after much discussion, sounds like Skip is putting his broom down and just saying, this is what we're doing.
You might even get lucky and roll
Wants
on
to hit this stone in the top 12 and making the decision for the team, which sometimes great to have input, but at the end of the day, got to move on.
Somebody's got to lead.
Yeah.
And, the challenge is always when you've got three guys in your team that have all skipped, they all are very keen to give their input, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, as you say, Rob, the guy that's got the title skip has to make a call.
Yeah. And, of course, these games not timed, as we do see in many other events, so not having to call a timeout, if you will, but want to keep the game going. And here we see the stone.
Whoa!
Trying to get at least a double here.
Gets one.
Good.
Shakes them up.
So it changes things because now red is only
missed the
lying
line
one.
I didn't think you got it out to me. But
Sorry, that was Coulter's. They were down to their
Anytime for
fifth
Cowboy,
stone
if
there.
it's
So
for
still 4
five,
stones.
so
2 stones for
you just-
Mackenzie and Coulter left. As Crit
No,
lines
no.
up, Aslan talks
No,
about
Sir Jam.
We freeze, and they're lying 3. I think I would laugh at the other team.
No, I was just saying.
Okay, thank you.
Tu veux lancer control. Okay.
So I'm looking at that, Rock. You've got a better vantage point. Does that clear the red stone and make the
it
double?
can. Yeah,
Yeah?
if they hit nose, it can.
Okay.
Yeah. Calling for control weight here.
didn't do anything.
Wants to hit nose.
Expected Ian to curl a bit.
Whoa. Yep. Yes.
Asking the horse to push this rock and hold it
Yeah,
straight.
Hold it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Tush, tush.
1, 2, knocks it out. And
That's a great shot.
That's the outcome they wanted. So, yeah, good shot.
Controlling the front of the house. Lying 1, 3, and 4.
Pas méchant, pas méchant, pas tout.
My first thought's just, you don't like the double?
I think the triple could be there. No? No, it's a bit flat.
It's a little bit flat. I think the triple might set up for a jam here.
Yeah.
Double is definitely there. The triple, what they'd have to call there might set up the jam, which, actually might not be the end of the world. Still, this Yellowstone deep enough back that they could still come and flop on it, but
Yeah. Control, edge of rock.
Thanks to everyone watching here on curling.com. Throwing comments up in the chat of the stream. Always fun to see. Let us know where you're watching from. What team are you rooting for? Who's going to win this game?
Whoa!
Throw it up in the chat. As we see Travis Coulter with his first.
Calling them off. He wants to get this to the inside of that red stone so he gets a good roll.
This one's going to hit nose, Steve.
So we're hitting that flat, and that's still lying. Fourth shot? Third shot.
Man, that spot is killing me this game.
I think that's third.
So dangerous rock. Felix
That
has to
ran
remove
out.
it.
Should have ran the other time.
He'd like to play the same shot.
You'll play that next shot on your next one.
Control.
If not, he knows.
C'est pas facile, mais si on est capable d'être aligné là comme ça.
Worst second shot.
Curl
Yeah,
up
that's
beaucoup,
why I
je
didn't
pense.
mind playing that.
Yeah. Yeah. You roll the hair. Roll enough to get third.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Whoa! Close! Whoa! No!
You may see JF switch
No,
positions
curl it,
and
curl
it.
Yeah.
There he goes.
You called it.
Hard! 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 Go, 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 go. Okay.
So having some trouble there, Rob, trying to get the roll off that
Yeah.
hit. You'll see Coulter's team try the same thing now.
T'as roulé assez quand même. T'as roulé assez d'enlever le
I don't think we
missile.
need peel. You want to throw peel?
Ouais, mais je veux dire,
Okay.
c'est quand même bon qu'il joue pas un double. Right?
As the team
That's
here
fine.
looks at
I have a half a rock of air.
their option here from the hack. Just a reminder, our auction is still going on. Our silent auction /
Hey.
online auction is still happening. Some great
Yeah, that looks
great
good.
items there. Some shirts here from Team Schwaller, Glenn Howard. Massages. Maybe a few players here need a massage if you know a player playing.
Boy, oh boy, I think we've got Marie Christensen putting that up as an item.
As the shot comes down, catches the guard.
So that call was to try and get the double on the two red stones closest to the 4-foot, and unfortunately clipped the guard.
Man, struggling.
The Black Rock Initiative broom has jumped
That did
in
curl.
bids, but still undervalued. So
So I guess the
Wanna see
strategy
that-
here, Rob, would be to, we're in the last hour of bidding.
think
This
it's
would be
the
the
wrong
time
way
to
for that shot.
put your bid in, wouldn't it?
get in there before somebody
Yeah,
else
but-
does. Just like in curling, got to
Wow.
get to the button if you want to score, and get online and put your bid in. We've even got a frame group of 7 prints valued at $300, going right now for
you couldn't
$65.
miss
So
by
that's a
five.
steal.
That is a steal.
If you want
Any way you
to
look at it.
decorate your walls with some art. So lots of great things online there as we watch.
Curl, Jeff. Curl, Jeff. Curl, vas-y. Faut qu'on reste. Yep, yep, yep. All right. Really good.
Red's lying 4
First one.
Yeah,
with hammer.
with hammer. So
Really good.
What is the triple?
Good. Ouais, non,
Close.
faire un Thompson. Là.
Yeah.
Le trip est pas si facile, par exemple.
Don't you think we have to try?
Il va essayer ce trip-là à la place, mais il est beaucoup plus long, beaucoup plus tough. On va garder le multiple actif, c'est tout. Là. Après ça, s'ils font des doubles, là. Ça fait 4 rouges, t'essaieras de mettre 4 rouges dans une maison. T'as dit, mettons, place-les, puis donne-moi pas de double.
Rob, I notice over on sheet 8, Team Brothers is missing Sarah Murphy today. Kim Kelly is pinch hitting. I'm not sure if she had other commitments or not feeling well, but I do know now that I see her behind us here. She has commitments, no question.
Team Brothers down there against Burt. 5-3 right now. And as we see this stone of Cameron McKenzie come in and gets the hit, but stays quite wide open and exposed.
So really right now what Felix is looking at is when he hits this rock, where does he want to roll to where it minimizes the chance for a double or triple?
I mean, I think he certainly wants to try to get over.
Wants some separation
to that other side. If this stone is just high enough, I think if he hits this with enough weight, he can get over 3-4 feet, and it'll be pretty flat with their stone at the front, and maybe even in line with the one at the back. And you know. Yeah,
I think he'll leave a double on either side, whether it's the two tightest red stones or the shot stone that he throws. But yeah, having separation is key here to avoid a triple.
Il est pas loin d'être capable d'enlever 4 avec un no-zit, mais j'ai comme pas le choix parce que en ce moment, il va peut-être faire le tour de même. Control. On veut noser, je pense. Ah ouais. Je pense que oui. Oui, rouler à droite, c'est mieux que rouler à gauche.
Close game here. Sheet 2. Aslan with his first of 2.
Yep. Really hard.
Calling hard right off the gate here, and this one's really starting to take off, Steve.
This is curling hard. I'm not sure he's by the top red.
Yeah, it's going to be tight. Hits their own red. That's a miss. That's a miss.
That's unfortunate because he ends up pushing the Yellowstone behind cover to be shot rock.
Oh, man.
I think he's just recognizing that was thrown tight. It's easy sometimes, Rob, to you know what you want to throw, but then you get in a hack and lose a little focus.
Yep. My first thought, if we're going to hit, I like hitting this one.
So last stone here for Coulter, and whole team discussion. Committee of the whole convened here to talk about what
there
do
is
they do.
a triple there, Rob. Throwing the intern high heater.
T-line plus.
But he's opting to draw here.
Yeah, I don't think they're looking at that. I just heard T-line plus. So.
Well, I think you want to be closer to center line. How much of this do you have? Okay. Yeah.
So he's opting to place this back 4 so that there's no way that Felix can get the double with the run back. Cameron's last rock.
Wait only! Okay, just make sure. Back 4, back 4, back 4. You can't hurt it. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Nicely placed stone.
So the question, Rob, is how much Felix will be able to see of that yellow rock. The double's absolutely there.
It is there. I think they wanted that over a bit. I mean, great to have it tight to the 4. It certainly, gives them the closer area for Felix to have to get to, but
he's going to have to hit just everything he can see.
Yeah.
On frappe ce qu'on voit, elle est faite.
You can see
ramasser quelque chose.
probably about a seventh to a quarter from the hack of this stone, and with the curl of the ice, we know definitely can get down to it.
He has a hole there too, Rob. There is a chance of finding an opening, but if he makes the shot, there's a chance for 4.
Aslan with last rock of this 6th end, tied 3, looking for a double here. 1, 2, gets them out, doesn't stick, but
his gesturing suggested to me he was going through the hole. I'd be very happy with that shot.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Felix was going to like run and try to jump after that stone, but gets the hit. And
well, patience prevails after the blank. He'll be very happy with that. Taking 3, put Fournier up 6-3 after 6 ends of play.
Tight game here. Tight game. Tense moments. Hearing some cheers behind the glass here for Team Fournier with that shot. Some fans around us.
Nice to see some support here on both sides. Followers for the Quebec team, I'm sure, are cheering
Good shot.
on live streaming.
We hear Travis let Felix know that was a nice shot. And great, again, we talk about curling as both a team sport and a sports person sport, and Coulter giving a little bit of credit there to Felix with that shot. And Coulter down 3, certainly, not out of this by any stretch. This has been a great game, and if any team can claw out of this deficit, Coulter can.
Absolutely. He's been in this spot before. They're a tough team, mentally and physically, and he's going to be full offensive here now, trying to generate his deuce. Hopefully steal in the last end.
Okay, Jeff.
And a steal, not out of the question, especially now as we see more rocks in play with the 5-rock rule. Teams coming in, some teams electing even like not too bad to be down by 1 in the end with the hammer.
Right. Yeah, you're right, Rob. The 5-rock rule doesn't allow teams to be defensive anymore. Typically in the past you'd see them just hit. Those first 5 stones that are played as guards have to stay in play, and it really generates tremendous opportunity for the team with hammer to generate multiple points.
And without hammer, still possibility. As we see here in the 7th, Fournier up 6-3 after a takeout of 2 in the 6th to score 3 and move up.
Just taking a quick peek across the sheets, Rob. I'm looking at sheet 1, and it looks like a tie game, still 4-4 in the 5th end for Team Crawford playing Team Hurleman. And on sheet 8, we'll have to wait for the players to move away from the scoreboard so we can see.
I have a question from one of our viewers asking if we just saw Laurie behind the glass. And
Line!
which Laurie is the question? We have 2 Lauries behind the glass, so you have a very good chance of seeing a Laurie, since the only 2 women behind the glass right now are Lauries. And take your pick.
Curl, yep.
Le garde est haut, penses-tu qu'on est capable? Si t'attiques un peu, c'est bon, là. Mais tu sais, on lance hack, là. Fait que... Au pire, lâche ça un peu.
So we see now the call
Just hack.
to come around, calling for hack weight.
No. Whoa! No.
As this one's floating out there a little bit.
Allez, vas-y, Mort, essaye, je sais pas.
asking Martin to come on and try to push it. Not sure this one's going to get down. And we're going to have a miss here as this one floats through.
OK, Jeff. C'était juste fort. Parce qu'elle commençait à y aller, là.
Yeah, even halfway is fine.
Rendu ici, là, t'es en ligne avec nose. OK.
Line's a little tight. Line!
See Coulter here. Calling to put another yellow stone up in between.
He almost just get it as far as it can go. It's gonna.
This
I
guard.
don't care. It's useless. Well, get it in if you can.
And there's stone in the 8.
Out.
And now Felix calling for the removal of this very high guard of Team Coulter. Martin Crit with his first of 3 stones. And makes the takeout. Does it clip? Nope, doesn't clip.
OK.
That's a
on
tough
second
shot to
guard.
make.
It was a high. It was a very high guard. Kind of the
we have to make a
ones
play
I
now.
make when I think I'm going to hog and it just squeaks over because some sweeper works really hard.
Whatever weight you see.
But they put it there purposely, of course, with this talent of, Coulter now wanting to get some stones up to try to wreak havoc on Team Fournier. Down by 3.
And I can now see the scoreboard on sheet 8, Rob, unless you've updated our audience. It's
I have not.
5-3 for Team Burt over
Line!
Team Brothers.
Line!
Playing
Hard
in the
line!
7th end.
I think we had given that score. I don't think we were up to the 7th yet. Seeing the blanks there in 2 and 6. And
Well, I was going to try to make
this
the
stone
double
comes
with
down
the-
and
Doesn't get the double, but
Doesn't get
Pas le choix, là.
Would've been-
line shot.
La weight que tu veux, là, il est tellement loin. Board.
Not bad. I didn't think it was going to
calling
come
for
up.
board weight.
I was committed once.
Now,
I
Stephen,
seen
board to you. Is that the stone just resting at the board, or is that the stone hitting the board and just a slight bounce? We've
I
had
play-
multiple debates on
Yeah,
this.
that's right, and I've heard that as well. I play board as if I'm throwing the rock to hit the
Pas le
board.
choix, pas le choix, yes.
And
And rest there, or
yes, just
bounce
to
a bit?
touch it. Just no bounce.
So hits this stone.
Man, I would love the corner freeze.
It's a bit of a bounce here that knocks their back stone out.
Travis is saying he'd like to corner freeze on that red. And he's trying to generate at least a deuce in this end. By removing that red stone, he gives to Felix the option of a double.
I don't think you can freeze. That's tough. Yeah. I don't know what it's going to do with the O-turn. No. Hopefully this doesn't run straight. I don't mind. If that guard was deeper, I would play the freeze. We would have to just miss the guard.
So opting now to play the hit.
Control. No, it's a hair roll Ian's way is ideal, but
So hearing want to get a little bit of a roll to the outside here.
yep.
Create a little more separation on those stones.
Gotta go!
This is starting to curl.
Yeah, not going to get the roll. This is really swinging inside, Steven, as they get the hit. Not even knows it.
Oh my
Hits
God,
the
Travis.
inside and
Yeah, that's definitely not what he wanted. Again, that's
no.
giving Felix a free pass on the double.
Low side. Low side, tu vas rester ici.
calling low side. No translation needed on that one.
A little late.
En bas, as Martin Kret lines up.
Whoa!
Rob, you look at the mechanics of all of these players and their deliveries, and it's really impressive. You know that they've spent years and years working on that, trying to take out any anomalies with their release or their balance. For all those people out there who are new curlers,
easy?
you know how hard it is to throw accurately with high weight.
Yeah, for sure.
Tough luck, là, veut dire.
And that one there comes down and hits on nose, so doesn't get the double. Does remove the yellow stone, and
Yeah.
this end trading hits now as we have Coulter's second stone. Skip of the team throwing third rocks.
Yes! Hard!
Ça curl pas mal, ça, là.
Come on, guys.
A little frustration there for
Well,
You
Travis.
made the shot.
Just a little. High stakes game though. Semifinal here. Winner moves on. The loser
Can't
does
fire.
not. So
C'est avec quoi le weight, tu penses? On peut la lancer normale, on reste encore.
I don't get what's
C'est
going
juste
on.
pile, puis on... Hein?
That was way more weight than my first.
Yeah, out. Ici, je pense, Smart, on dirait que ça curl pas.
you hear
Yeah,
Travis
normal.
talking to Cameron back there saying
Can't buy a break. It's right.
that's two there, and
My shot down there,
thought he
why
threw a
the
lot
hell-
more weight that would keep the rock straighter.
Yeah.
If we roll
Sometimes
with
you'll
the
see
wind,
peculiarities between stones. I don't think this has anything to do with the stone. He's just
makes it, he's rolling
his
behind cover.
path is fooling him a little
I know
bit.
the guard's not in play, but
It'd be nice if he does, and then we can hopefully roll back there and then
Normal.
make this run.
Out to the wings too,
On
where
roule, on score, on roule, on fait
less
le double.
played.
Mhm.
Pebbles still quite fresh out there, even as we're
weird.
in this
I've never
seventh
struggled
end.
building myself.
So we see Felix Aslan with his first of two stones.
No, no. Whoa!
Falling,
Whoa! No!
Wants to let this curl a bit and try to
It's got to curl
punch
a
it
lot.
out. Gonna hit nose hit. Doesn't get
though. I think you gotta hit and roll big.
the double. And now
Oh, wait, we can't.
No.
Parce que moi, je l'ai vraiment manqué.
Team Coulter is going to want to hit this
Okay.
and get that shooter under some
Nose is
cover.
good.
Yeah, I think he'd like to have a pretty wide roll, actually, Rob. If he could roll over behind his own guards, that would be ideal.
Ah non, parce qu'il y a ça.
I guess, yeah.
On se passe à côté.
Just want to give a quick shout out, Rob, to my family. I've got my dad is in Charlottetown watching right now, as well as my sister Nora and my brother Jason, and my sister Lori in Truro. I hope you're enjoying this coverage of the Stu Sells 1824 Halifax Classic.
Ouais, ouais.
We're in the seventh end, and
OK.
You can have as many shout-outs as you like,
Ben,
Steven.
je veux dire,
Having
wait, si c'est un-
created this event 4 years ago, you have full liberty on the microphone.
Non,
So,
non, laisse non.
don't want to abuse it, Rob.
listen, I hear
Yep.
you there.
Yes!
So we're looking for a hit and wide roll here. Throwing control away
Whoa!
at this shot. Just not curling, Rob.
No, the Team Coulter here with these
Je pense qu'on peut l'essayer encore.
out turns down have been just
Ouais, ouais.
on either
Encore le
either
même
side,
weight.
a little bit wrong either
Le
side.
même weight. Yeah.
That was soft.
I don't know.
Même weight.
I don't feel like I'm getting anything going.
C'est le-
I might just have curly rock.
Check le roll.
Talking
parce
now
que pas
about
loin,
maybe
il
the
va
rocks,
dans
and just whether they have a rock that wants to hang straight or not.
Interesting to be having this discussion in the seventh end. But
Yeah. So really a key shot here for Aslan, up by 3, but facing 3 stones
Whoa!
in the house
Close!
from
Whoa,
Coulter.
whoa, whoa, whoa!
definitely wants this shooter to find some cover because
This one's close.
and
Gets it and rolls behind
rolls
his
behind
center guard.
guard.
Nice.
What a shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt's so happy.
It's still
throw here.
certainly
Like that guard's
Good call,
not
man.
in play at all.
accessible.
It is,
You
you're
know.
right. And Coulter's got one on the biting the 8-foot.
I think that's hacked.
Yeah.
I think this is very close.
He sees this as an in-turn with control weight as being very accessible.
Sorry?
Thanks.
Be interesting to see, Rob, how this path curls in comparison to the outturn.
Yeah, they've been doing that out turn there for the last 3, I guess, shots or so, and just trying to find that line. So we go to the intern here, last stone for 4th thrower, Cameron McKenzie.
Robbie! Robbie!
Calling for Robbie McLean to
Get the curl.
get the curl and carve this down. This is, as it comes down, gets the hit,
A little heavy, I guess.
rolls, but
Gets his 2.
I believe that was
Or was that 3?
3, Steve. Yeah, there was one there.
We're
in the
going to need a
back
full
12.
miss
Oh, okay.
somewhere. So.
So that would
Yeah, that's it. Let's go.
that would
I
tie
think
this
five's
game up,
better
Rob.
on the
6-6
first
if
one.
that's the case after 7 ends of play. We'll wait for
You don't wanna
the
go
score
tight.
to go up to be sure.
Over on sheet 8, tied 5-5 in the 8th.
So there's
Brothers
only
and
2.
Burt.
Sorry to interrupt. So
2.
6-5 for Team Fournier. Sorry, Rob.
No, it's all good. Fournier now with hammer. 5-5, Brothers and Burt on sheet 8, and 5-5 on sheet 1. Hurlman and Crawford. So close games across
yeah.
the board. We had that one early
Line's good.
ending game between Thompson and Schwaller, and Thompson on to the final in the men's event.
We'll have to keep our eye on those 2 women's games, Rob, because that's going to go right down to the wire.
Finish it, Ian.
We've got a stream there on
Yeah, it's
sheet
okay,
8.
just finish it. Get it over.
Certainly not that we want to lose you here
I
with
think they're gonna
us
play it, so
chatting about the game, but our
Ça, c'est
friends
quoi le meilleur
Hugh
guard?
and Greg over on sheet 8 calling the game
Même
with Brothers
ce
and Burt.
bord-là,
Women's event brought to
ça
you
va
by
être dur de
Neon
pas aller
Train.
le double. Fait que
First year.
First
for the
year, we're
women's
very
event.
happy to have Neon Train, Rob. This is a new business we know that's still in its infancy, but being very successful. And we had a great interview with the president of Neon Train yesterday.
Who's that, Steven?
Pas besoin de craindre.
And I have to
Pas
say,
besoin
Rob,
d'accord.
you've been very humble and unbiased with your coverage and not doing any self-promotion. And but we owed that privilege yesterday, and I think for those listeners who aren't familiar with Neon Train, we'll let Rob just give a quick little description here of what Neon Train is all
Yeah.
about.
Training and development company, so specializing in online learning and e-learning, and helping small and medium-sized organizations and businesses extend their reach to learners in whatever course and training capacities they need,
Line early.
helping them with online learning technologies. And we're very
Line.
fortunate to be here in Halifax,
Line.
helping organizations across Canada and the U.S. And yeah, just been a great year for us. Pandemic certainly advanced
Yeah, we just didn't have to
some
wait.
organizations' needs in online learning, but we're seeing many always wanted to go there, and just
On a-tu vraiment besoin d'un autre?
pandemic pushed them there. So now we're helping those companies and organizations extend their learning, and been very happy to be in a position to help this event
Ouais, tu vas au
out
moins rouler ici.
from the start, as
Ce qui
you
est
and
bon.
I began this event wanting to bring the
On peut
women's
en lancer
curling,
un
and
autre, là.
as a title sponsor, I only had one condition
là.
and wanted it that the pot be equitable, and the organizers, taking my organizer hat off and putting my sponsor hat on, that was my only ask, and really proud of that to create that equity here in the playing field of curling.
I've got a new slogan for you. We're a brighter space because of
Mine's
neon.
good.
Brighter
Just away,
space.
Mark.
Yes,
Just away.
partnered with D2L and Bright Space, a tech success
Mine's
story
good,
out of
mine's good.
Kitchener-Waterloo. We're very happy with that partnership, and Bright Space.
Line's really good. Line's really, really
Love
good.
your punniness, Stephen.
So we have a couple of red stones, Rob, in the rings here.
This is fine too.
Guards in play by Team Coulter. Obviously, they are in a position where they need to steal.
Yeah.
Fournier up one with hammer. Certainly can't sit back at this point.
No chance to take the foot off the gas here.
No. Team Coulter, every one of these players has played at a high level in various national championships and knows that, can't let this get to them at this point.
Close.
Still lots of rocks left in the eighth. An opportunity to come back. Steal at least one, if not
He's going to miss them both.
two.
So that was not a bad draw. Came a little deeper, I think, than they wanted to, but it is behind cover. Felix isn't hesitating at all to try and remove both guards, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow! Non. On va peut-être la faire pareil, je sais pas.
1-2.
That's a great shot. Rolls the
Shooter
shooter.
rolls over. Who says leads can't peel?
Oh, boy.
C'était wow, ça.
When you got the horse behind the stone,
Yeah.
no worries about weight.
JF
I
Trepanier
bet they're probably drool to throw a shot like that.
making a few peels this event yesterday. Had a couple fantastic shots, and that one there, making the peel, and it's not always the shot you make; it's what you leave. And here, seeing that shooter roll out, is one less stress for Team Fournier.
That wide corner certainly doesn't present any problems. Now Coulter would like to get another center guard up here. Or close to center.
Uh-oh. Yeah, probably stick it on.
Two ways, to come around now with those. Because, if I make it button, he just nails
Now
it
Felix
anyway.
is looking at
Anyway,
this.
it
I
goes.
mean, some might say, let's get rid of the guard.
Hey,
That's
well,
our problem rock. He's also saying, I could see the shot rock, but I think this is the right call.
Yeah, for sure.
I knew that goes easy. Boy's like, no, it's no jam. Like, no, if you throw it hard enough.
A little risk of a jam here.
Yeah, I'd like to hit this high side.
Whoa!
Second way, might have to make a decision.
Equally, though,
Could come around
chance for a
everything.
double
No.
if it lines
No.
up. But
No!
one.
He was certainly
Okay,
keeping
good try,
that in
Mark.
his mind.
Yeah,
But
for
I think
sure.
that's all he could ask for.
Yeah, and he definitely didn't want that shooter to stick around. So nice removal of the yellow Coulter stone as
Yep.
get down now to
Travis is looking to replace that guard. He'd like it to be a little
On
higher.
the center line. Halfway. They're going to keep playing this, so.
Waiting for someone to flinch and miss here.
absolutely.
Just lightly dusting, so it looks like the weight's pretty good here.
Whoa.
Sweeper's just on it for a clean.
Just what the doctor ordered, Rob.
Just gets it in there,
Just
gets the
feel.
guard straight in line. which is what they want.
As you said, Rob, Felix doesn't want to flirt too much with this, peels. Yes, the double could be there, but it's more important not to have a jam on the red.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Peels off the guard.
I
I
come
don't know if
back
it's
in.
too soon or not. Sorry?
Counting down the rocks, we've got 3 yellow rocks left to throw.
Yeah. I think one more.
Travis would like to throw another guard up.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we have some European viewers in our live stream. We've got Team Hurleman playing on sheet 1.
We've got viewers. I can see that online.
It's wider.
Love to hear where you're watching from. Put it up in the chat. As we're here in the 8th end, Fournier up 6-5. Coulter here calling for a guard to
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
try to protect this stone. Just on the tee line, a little bit ahead. And Aslan now looking at that and saying, wants it removed.
I'm not sure.
Martin Crit. His last stone
Whoa.
of the end.
Whoa.
That one's out a little wide.
Pick it again.
Gonna get the guard.
He's got it.
Il va plus mince qu'il veut.
I'm not sure, Cam. Is it a good enough rock to keep guarding?
Just to give our listening audience an update on sheet 1, we're in the last stand with Team Hurleman having hammer. Andrea Crawford from New Brunswick is trying to place her rock somewhere in the rings where it will be perhaps more challenging for Team Hurleman to remove it. There are no guards in play here, so the house is completely open.
I think guard, you might even, the double and roll is not a bad call either on your last.
C'est la seule façon qu'on tire contre.
As we see now, Team Coulter here with a
On a toujours double tap.
chat as we get down to
I think
final
so, Cam.
2 stones of
Same spot.
deciding whether
I think on the
to
last one, if you just straight peel,
guard or go somewhere else and try to
we play the double and roll off of us.
tease Aslan into a shot maybe that he doesn't want to throw.
Halfway. This guy's definitely going to take it off. Alex.
Yeah, I mean, really for Team Coulter to steal here, Rob, they'd ideally like to have
I think he'll be close.
a guard, and they're just sort of guessing whether Felix will
Je veux dire qu'il fera probablement mieux que ça.
play on the next guard or go after the shot rock.
Certainly has an angle to the shot rock off his reds there.
Là, elle passe
Be
juste à côté en ce moment. Fait qu'il faut qu'il
A
soit-
tight angle, but certainly would be able to get to it.
Whoa, then.
This one,
Pas de trou en plus,
as
fait
it
qu'il peut
comes
être
out of the
chanceux,
hand
puis weaké, puis-
of
No.
Mate shooting last stone, Cameron
No,
McKenzie.
no. It's good.
C'est ça où j'essaie le double.
Good.
encore.
Popped
Good,
out a
it's
bit
good.
at first, but
He
then
needs to just stop.
came down around
Là, il va être correct, right?
and lines up nicely. There's a guard in front of that stone. And
Comme je peux.
So Felix is looking now like he is going to go after
Il y
the
a pas de trou,
shot
right?
rock.
Je vais toujours toucher à ça. À part, sinon, c'est dans le guard.
You're making him think. I thought he was.
making them think, as we just said, you
That's,
know.
uh,
It was
C'est acte, tu penses que c'est bon ou c'est pas assez?
It's always the goal, isn't it?
C'est correct, là.
I want to make it easy. So he's playing a red combo here, Rob, into the yellow.
Let's go, Lou. Hack weight.
we see Martin always very diligent in prepping the ice for the departure of the back stone. We've seen that a few times.
I had a feeling if he touched center line, he was going to be playing in the field.
Sweeping the stable.
So we're calling for
This
think
is not a
it's
gimme by any
control
chance.
weight
And,
here.
You know, here Aslan with his first to 2.
That's close.
he also has the option to go through the hole, I think, too. I don't have a good view of the angle here.
Curl!
Oh, he is. He's not playing on his reds. He's going through the hole.
No, he's coming through the hole down to that stone. Makes it past the gird.
What a shot. And
Flops
gets
over,
the roll
in
behind
behind,
cover.
and
What a shot.
wow.
Tellement bonne où ce qu'elle est allée en plus.
Wow, what a shot.
Je peux juste faire chier.
I see a big smile on Louis St. George,
Suivre, Jeff.
and rightly so. Proud partner of Felix
She's
Hasselman.
a little stressed right now watching
Non, non,
this.
c'est bon. C'est bon. T'avais raison.
Happy to have the St. George team here. Lost a really close one to Team Brothers yesterday, and St. George in this inaugural women's event, we're certainly hoping that they'll come back, and next year they'll have another kick at it. Of course, plays mixed doubles with Felix.
Line's good.
Love to know who gets last call on that team.
Whoa, can't be.
Two very talented curlers as we see this last stone from
Stone's out there, Rob. It's got some curling to
Cameron.
do, and it looks a little
It's
hot.
got to slow down. It's just got to slow. And
Cameron.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
All right. Well, that
doesn't.
is the final. So we will see Team Asselin playing Team Thompson
wow.
in the men's final at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And over on sheet 1,
Avec un chaudron,
I
hein,
believe Team Hurleman scored. I don't see anything posted, but we'll get
Nothing
an update
posted,
on that.
but yeah. So as we see the men's final shaping together now. Team Thompson against Team Fournier, led by Felix Asselin. Stu Cell's 1824 Halifax Classic men's event brought to you by Subaru. Women's brought to you by Neon Train, and our partner sponsors, Murphy Hospitality Group, Boyne Clark, PEI Brewing Company, and Scotia Square. I'm Rob Bellevaux, and
I'm Stephen Thompson, and just an update here. The final is being moved to 1:15 instead of 1 o'clock for those viewers that are
a slight
tuning in.
adjustment.
Just a
We're
slight
going to build
adjustment.
the hype.
Give our ice makers some time.
Yeah.
And so please join us back at 1:15.
Don't want any good event on time. Really good events are delayed. Makes it better.
And if you are inclined to come to the club, we would love to see you here. Again,
Absolutely.
948 South Bland Street. Bring your proof of vaccination and identification, and we will welcome you.
40
Rob?
minutes left in the silent auction. 40 minutes to
Get your
those,
bids in.
Get those gifts for the curlers in your life, or just anyone, because there's non-curling things there. As we extend this post-game announcement for those of you viewing, and thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you in the championship, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks, Rob, and thank you to our audience. Talk soon. Bye-bye.